This is a really special moment for esports in the UK. As a British company, it's been a huge privilege to design and manufacture this trophy. It really recognises how important the fans are to Riot Games and UKLC.
The initial brief was to take the UKLC logo, make it look like it's erupting out of the ground. Let's find some concept art of Lissandra, let's find some rock concept art, let's mash them together, see what we can come up with. Play around with it, come up with some ideas, how to design the rocks, how to design the tower to make it look right. And I take them to the production team and they say whether we can make it or not, whether it's manufacturable, and we come up with better ideas of how it can be made.
When we get the designs, we start by taking our 3D models, we model them up, program all the individual pieces, we work out billet sizes, start cutting the billets, set our machine, we do a dry run, proof everything out, and when we're happy, we start running.
On this occasion, some of the parts are polished and sandblasted.
Well, I chose to do sandblasted and polished pieces because of the two-tone logo that the UKLC use, and I like the idea of it, that if you look at it from a certain angle, it literally is their logo.
The trophy is made out of 33 individual parts plus the base. It equated to 96 hours worth of machining, and they were all machined individually here at Stratford. This is the longest we've spent on one particular trophy. We spent roughly 2 weeks on the large trophy, compared to other jobs where we can machine hundreds of trophies over numerous weeks. This was 2 weeks on a particular trophy. It was amazing.
After the parts are manufactured, the trophy gets assembled by hand, and it's at this stage that everything gets checked to make sure it's absolutely perfect.
It's going to be weighty, but it deserves a weight because it's a big trophy and it's really smart, so you don't want it to be lightweight and flimsy, you want it to be good, solid, sturdy trophy.
What we've got represented to give to the UKLC for them to see, I'm really, really chuffed with. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
This is a really special trophy. Not only does it look good, but it's fantastic to hold as well. The games all around the UK are going to be really proud to win this, and makes us proud as well. And the fans are going to absolutely love this trophy.
Gentlemen, and welcome back to the UKLC. We're here on day 2 of the Gauntlet rundown. My name is Jake Perry Matthews, and I'm joined by Dan Orcs Harrison. As day 1, that was something else.
Surprising. I think a lot of people expected Enclave to be on form with the addition of Rifty to the roster, especially as they'd beaten Phelan week 7 in a pretty decisive manner, and then Phelan just came out swinging, stomped Enclave, stomped Diabolus, and they're on to day 2.
Yeah, I mean, like, you got to also keep in mind, last Friday, they played for their lives in the Gauntlet. They were potentially looking at the relegation spots. They had to play versus Envision. They did beat out Envision. Then they come in this week, and Bear Tree just looks like a completely different animal. He was looking fantastic. He was picking the Pantheon, the Mordekaiser, looking incredible in that top lane. And then you've also got to look at the likes of Soph in the jungle. He was so proactive, and it was just a completely different team from what we saw in the regular split.
Yeah, and I think although we have obviously a lot of people talking about the likes of Bear Tree, the likes of Soph, Wisdom as well, I think everyone on the roster had arguments for them being just overperforming compared to what we've seen from them, because there's been moments where you've hoped for a bit more from Phelan. You've had some good showings, particularly the game that they won against M&M in the regular split. That was hypey, but it's never really clicked until now. And I mean, what a time to finally click together as a team, because it's not just individual, it's not one player carrying, the whole roster's come together. The way they play is a lot smarter, they have a clear identity, and so far it's worked brilliantly.
Yeah, I mean, when I went home, I was looking at social media and it exploded about Bear Tree. If you want to get involved in that conversation as well, you can head over to our Twitter at LVPUKLO. Use that hashtag UKLC. Get yourself involved in the conversation and featured here on the stream if you use that hashtag. And if you did miss yesterday's games or even any of the other games from the split, you can head over to our YouTube channel, LVP UK LOL. You can watch all of our previous videos over there.
Yeah,
holding it
or
together
if you're a
already.
normal person, you'll watch our videos over there.
What can I say, man? I've just embraced the fact that I can't speak, so I just videos is my new word.
Okay.
My
yeah.
own brand of cereal as well. On the 1st of September, you won't be able to get my own brand of cereal, but what you will be able to do is come to Twickenham, where we'll be having our live grand finals. Fnatic Rising have already booked themselves a spot there, and all the teams left in the Gauntlet are playing for that spot themselves. We are now sold out of tickets, but it doesn't mean you can't catch up or not. You can be involved in the show. You just head over to the Twitch and you can watch it. It's starting at 3 o'clock on the 1st of September. You can get yourself, unfortunately you can't come if you haven't got your tickets, but you can come still watch.
Yeah, you can still tune in. Obviously, if you got your tickets, great. We'll see you at the event. If not, tune in. 3 p.m. You'll see Fnatic face whoever finishes the Gauntlet run. And right now, it's really up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, it's super up in the air, but we're just going back to Phelan a little bit before we kind of get going with our day. We talked some praises about Soft. We talked some praises about Bear Tree, but the man who got the unsung hero as voted for you guys at home was Chimera, the man in the mid lane. And this guy, his KDA is as stacked as he is. This guy was looking incredible.
Yeah, I mean, he had some really solid performances on Cassiopeia, but even when he was pushed off that, he still looked really good. He had the Syndra game, and he just looked so solid, which is... It's really surprising because everyone expected greatness from the bot lane of Phelan. Everyone knew what Chu and Wisdom could do. They've played in Challenger Series qualifiers before. They played at really high levels. And I was looking over some of the rosters they were playing with. The likes of Dan, who has now gone onto the Fnatic main roster, was on a roster with them. These are players with a lot of sort of tenure and a massive caliber to them. But it's not just them who've stepped up. Soft, who was a rookie last split. Chimera, who has had not much experience in the UK scene or in the higher league ERLs, just really making a name for themselves because they all looked amazing yesterday.
Well, it was a 4-0 for Phelan yesterday as we have a little look at the Gauntlet and see how everything is shaping out so far. So we started the day off yesterday with Phelan versus Enclave. Enclave did lose 2-0. Then versus Daedalus, Phelan got himself another 2-0 versus them. He's now punched them through to round 3 here. Starting up today with Demise versus Phelan. The winner of this game will then go on to round 4 as our second best of 3 is going to be M&M versus the winner of round 3.
Absolutely, and the big talking point for me is that Phelan have already had a good run. If they were to lose here, everyone would still be pretty proud of how far they come compared to expectations.
Yeah.
But Demise, they've had a great split, but I know that they want a win in playoffs. And I know that certain players, definitely in the bot lane off Demise, we're talking quite a bit of smack on Twitter to some of the other teams who are, maybe not so happy about where they ended up getting placed at the end of the split. But then Voxy was saying, it's all deserved. We deserve to be here in the playoffs. So I think this is a big one to sort of back up those statements if they manage to get a win here. Because if they don't, then it's sort of making him look like he wasn't as truthful.
Yeah.
He wasn't as hyped up as he made himself out to be.
While, people have been talking about some of the kind of ways they've been falling in the season, you also have been falling pretty low this season in our predictions, and that's all down to you, man. That's not down to anyone but you. Let's have a little look at our predictions because I'm still on top of everything. This is actually our predictions for today for our first game. I actually went for a 2-0 Phelan win. I'm well aboard that hype train. Munch was a 2-1 Phelan, and I believe you're 2-1 for Demise as well. Yeah.
I have a deal with Phelan. They wanted to avoid my curse, so I said that I wouldn't predict
If they
them.
win,
What if they just keep winning?
You're not actually allowed to predict because you're just cursing the enemy team at that point.
I actually am. I legitimately think I may well be cursed because
I'm fairly certain you are at this point.
yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a given. I think we can just accept that and move on.
I can't move on how bad it's gone for you. You had a 0-pointer yesterday. I think you're closing in on a 0-pointer last. Did you get a 0-pointer last week? No, last week you did it right.
It was the 2 weeks before where I got like 1 point over 2 weeks. So
that was really rough. But anyway, let's have a little look
it's all
at our...
It's all good fun. It's all in jest.
Let's have a little look at our next matchup, which is going to be Phelan versus Demise. Demise are a team who we've been talking a lot about Phelan, but we've got to also look at Demise as a team who actually have been playing pretty well throughout the whole regular split. They averaged at 4th. And, M&M was that wall they couldn't seem to break past, but they've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. They have been a really solid roster throughout. They've kept most the same roster that they debuted into the promotion tournament, but they have changed things up towards the end. Obviously got Mapillion in the top lane. Yeah. Zyko moved to mid, but all around a strong roster, which we'll have a bit of a chance to look through now.
Let's have a little look at Demise starting up on the blue side. Phelan in the top lane, Hidden Jungle, Zyko mid, then Vox in the ADC, and Vigo as support.
And then on the other side, you saw them yesterday, you're seeing them again. It is Phelan. And up in the top lane, we have Bear Tree once again, Soft in the jungle, Chimera mid, Achu AD carry, and Wisdom support. But yeah, going back.
This bot lane, sorry to interrupt, but this
No
bot
problem.
lane is why I'm actually really hyped about. I know the Bear Tree hype train is awesome, but like this is our two wackiest bot lanes.
Yeah.
Going head to head. We've got the likes of Denvoxney, who's been running Garen Rakan, Garen Yumi. He plays crazy bot laners. He does obviously have standard bot laners like the Caitlyn in his wheelhouse as well.
Yeah.
But then you look at Phelan, and they, if they can, will not play a standard bot lane. They will quite happily take the Veigar Pike bot lane. They'll take a Taric Sona. They'll take anything wacky and crazy to catch your
Ziggs
enemy
as
off.
well was a big one for
The Ziggs was a
them.
big one, yeah.
Yeah, both of these bot lanes shown a lot of flexibility and willingness to play other champions. I think it's really interesting to see, and I think both of them are pretty stacked. I've got to credit the rest of the team because obviously they facilitate that. But I think the bot lane for both these rosters have been my standout performance throughout the split. And we'll see things slide into draft. It's going to be an interesting one here because obviously we've seen a lot of picks come to fruition for Phelan. With Demise, this is the first time we're seeing them on 9-16, so Phelan have a bit more guesswork with this one.
I actually had a little look at Denvoxney's solo queue history recently. This guy's been playing a lot of Sona.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually, there's a lot of Sona on that, so that's a potential thing that maybe Demise want to pull out. I just, it doesn't strike me as, like, what he would play in competitive. When I spoke to him, he told me, I am the carry. This is the team play for me.
But he played Garen Yumi, and in Garen Yumi, Yumi's the carry.
Yeah.
So,
But Yumi sits on the Garen, so he basically does half the work for her.
yeah, those are some big hits to Bear Tree already. That's all of his champ pool from yesterday. Those were the only picks he played, the Pantheon and the Mordecai. So they're both out the window, so he has to play something different.
That
in
Aatrox
this
is
game.
still open, though, potentially, if they want to
True.
go for
The
that.
Gangplank is something else he played in the regular split, but the picks he's had success on yesterday have been taken out instantly. So Demise clearly recognizing the threat in the top lane. And I think a big thing for me is that the champion pool of Phelan and Bear Tree don't overlap at all. I have seen no overlap for them so far, whereas, as you said, Denvoxney's been playing a lot of Sona. There's a bit of overlap there in the bot lane. I feel like he'd be more willing to play these more flexible picks, and I think Demise, they put more priority on things like the Akali, which has been banned away, like the Aurelia, which they can flex between mid and top. Those are the big picks for them in those solo lanes. Whereas Phelan, they've been quite rigid. They play the Pantheon top lane, they play the more top lane, and then mostly it's been specific mages for Chimera. He did have the Zed, but picks you would tend to almost exclusively see mid.
Yeah, the Zed was actually a pretty nice one as well. It kind of showed a little bit more kind of versatility to him, but last band's going to be the Zarya and the Pike from these two teams, and that just opens up the Aurelia for an instant pickup. I expect this to actually be Zyko taking it mid.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel to me like some of Phelan plays, and we know Zyko as the ex-top laner is capable of playing a champion like Aurelia.
Yeah, his big two were Aurelia and Yasuo, and he has gone for Aurelia, which is definitely the stronger one at the moment, but it is still technically a flex, so you don't have to be prepared for that, and they might be looking towards a champion that did get buffed on 9-16. The Tenaciousness W is now 30% of all ranks, but they are not going to commit to that right now. Maybe just flexing a bit of his champion pool. Olaf locked in. This was something that Soft had a ton of success on. It did eventually get banned away yesterday, and he still did fine, but those first two games of the day, his Olaf was dominant.
And it was all about that early control. This is what Phelan did so well yesterday, was they played for the early aggression. They played to set up the solo lanes to basically snowball, and then the bot lane just kind of played back and then joined in the mid game. And that's going to be the Aatrox locked in for Phelan. So Bear Tree getting his hands back on something he's very comfortable and very confident on.
Yeah, and again, similar to the Aurelia, in theory, this is a flex, but I think it's pretty expected it's going to be going in the top lane. Not really the sort of champion that Chimera has shown to play so far, but we could be surprised again. And now over to Demise. They have two picks in this rotation to sort of lock in. I feel like they're going to keep that Aurelia as a blind, as a flex, sorry, but instead they're just going to instantly lock the Yasuo. This could be a flex as well. Could go bot lane for Denvoxney. You said he likes to be the carry, but also in the hands of the likes of Zyko, he was monstrous. His debut in the UK, getting solo kills in the top lane up against Brelia.
Yeah, for me, I feel like this is probably going to actually be Zyko's Yasuo, but they're also looking to take away things that can deal with that Yasuo. Even though the Olaf was locked in, they decided not to go for that Skarner, knowing that Olaf is locked in. They actually go for the Sejuani. Offers you a lot in these kind of mid to late game team fights.
Yeah, I did not expect the Skarner at all. Would be counter-picking yourself into the Olaf. Plus, you lack the flexibility. I don't think we'll see a Skarner support at all in the UKLC, but we have already seen Sejuani support because of the synergy it has with that Yasuo. It's so easy just to dash in and set the stacks in his passive, and Phelan, they're going to lock in their final solo lane, which is that Cassiopeia. Do expect to see it mid because Chimera played it so frequently, and the amount of zone control it gives. You throw down the miasma, and the enemy team can just not approach at all. When I start seeing the bans coming out, though, it is that Yuumi, which you saw Vigo play with the Garen, with the Lucian, something that he does put a lot of priority on even after the nerfs, and in return. And that's the big thing, is that we're seeing, in theory, these are mostly bot lane, well, these are bot lane bans. Because in theory, both teams have picked up their top side of the map.
Yeah.
But remember, we can still see the Yasuo and that Sejuani be flexed. It's not set in stone, so this could be a bit of a bait coming out from Demise, but with Phelan, I feel like that is almost certainly going to be that top side of the map already locked in. So all these bans towards the bot side, the Ziggs, I expect the Vigor to come in next. We've seen the Sona and the Yuumi, all denying things away from the bot lane of Phelan. So they've kind of hit themselves as well, because you've seen a Chu play the Sona. So he's limited in terms of mages, and with the Xayah off the table, he's going to have to really stretch that champion pool out. And here's the question, does he have something else? Who knows? Maybe we'll just see Wisdom take his Volibear or his Shen.
I'm also curious whether or not he just goes for a more traditional AD carry as well, instead of moving away from these mages pivoting away. But at the moment, they're going to lock in that Karma.
Which
could still be a support, could be the carry. It's weird. It could also go top. There's so much like versatility here. They could even send Chimera on the Cassiopeia bot lane, like we've seen from Sendo.
True, it is a plausible one. I do feel like it works as a flex. You could put a support for Wisdom, although it's not really the champion I expect from him. It works, though, as a bot lane AP carry. You have the wave priority, which we know Phelan love to play around. That's the big thing for them. They want priority in the lane. They want to be able to shove in, and instantly,
that's a dirty bot lane.
This is a throwback to what Den Voxney played in the promotion tournament. The Caitlyn, Morgana, or more importantly, was banned away from him. A lot of synergy with those traps, a lot of power, and this is very much a more traditional bot lane coming out from Demise. And now Phelan, they need to round out this comp. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like the Volibear or the Shen picked up by Wisdom, and they put the Karma as the AP carry for a Chu.
It's a weird one, though, because Volley just gets pretty hard. He's pretty hard to deal with in this lane. That's actually going to be the Ashe lock in there for a Chu. So I actually wouldn't have liked the Volibear, because a binding can upset you. A 90 caliber net slows you down, you take loads of damage. There's just so much that like can deny you, and then once you get in range, there's a black shield.
True.
So it's actually a really rough lane.
The roaming potential would have been huge,
Yes.
but what they've done here is they've committed fully to the bot lane priority. Ashe Karma beats Caitlyn Morg, just outright. Ashe can keep up in terms of range with the Caitlyn, and her constant volleys means you can match that shove. Karma just beats out that Morgana, because Morgana, other than her binding, has very little tools to deal with another mage in the lane. She's great against melee champions, as you said, like the Shen, like the Volibear, because you can block their in CC and just fire bindings. But against a Karma, Karma can use her shield to sidestep them, but then also her poke. You can only black shield every 20 or so seconds. You can Q on Karma every 4 or 3.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough to deal with, so Phelan put themselves in a really good position here. They have the favorable bot lane. It's the rest of the map I might be a bit more concerned about, because Aurelia and Yasuo, very strong champions on the back of that Sejuani. It's going to come down to Soft having a good early game as well, and then he can facilitate his solo lanes, because Cassiopeia is going to scale brilliantly. Aatrox is a monster in team fights. They just need a bit of momentum to get there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm also pretty excited to see how Mapillion does on this Aurelia as well, because, you know, we've looked at him and be like, Nico, played one game on Akali, lost lane every time he's played.
Yeah.
Beartree has been dumpstering lane. So that could be that kind of like what they need to get into that mid-game kind of monster team fight.
But that was on the Pantheon.
Yes.
Remember, Pantheon is going to have a solid laner phase that's banned away. Aatrox against Aurelia, more of a skill matchup. And I feel like Aurelia honestly has an advantage, because you can easily dodge away from those sweet spots. If Aatrox can't land them, you're going to be in trouble. And as well, the 2v2 can be so strong, because as soon as the Aurelia dashes in, she's going to start stacking up that passive from the Sejuani. It's easy to layer a stun, and Aatrox has no chance to revive anymore, so you can be a very vulnerable target. I feel like my expectation for this game is that Hidden will play around the top side and look to facilitate his solo lanes. That's why you pick the Sejuani, so they can stack the passive, and you pick two melee solo laners with it. And then he's going to try and leave his bot lane to do their own thing, whereas on the other side with Soft, I feel like he's going to try and be aggressive in the jungle, go for another invade to shut down Hidden to a degree, and then focus on that bot lane. You should already have the winning matchup bot. You can easily translate that into a ton of dragons, as we saw him do yesterday, or also try and apply pressure for that first tower.
I want to try dragons, because they played very well around dragons for Phelan. They're 9 Infernal Drakes.
Yeah.
I mean, the luck of the Irish was on their side there. They just had so many Drakes, and it wasn't like they just got Infernal Drakes. They were getting Ocean Drakes. They were getting Mountain Drakes. They were getting Cloud Drakes. They just had just domination.
I believe they got 15 out of 17 of all the Drakes yesterday.
That's nuts.
And
That's
yes,
actually nuts.
they were winning the game, so that is obviously going to stretch it a bit in their favor. But even so, I've seen teams who win games and don't pick up all the Drakes. Their control around bot lane was a big thing. And that's why they drafted. You know, you're right. I was wrong. I was saying maybe they'll go for an aggressive engage support and try and rotate somewhere else. But that's not how Phelan are playing. They're playing around priority bot lane. They want to have the shove and then make use of that. And that's why they've gone for the Karma Ashe, which will outshove the Caitlyn Morg.
But it's not like they're not playing aggressive anyway. They did roam, remember, 4 people into mid lane at level 2.
True.
To get a kill for Chimera. Like, they are hyper aggressive. And I mean, I guess Karma can help you with that roam because she can speed you up and get you there faster.
Definitely less effective, though. We saw Wisdom was the one to engage on the Body Bear and Shen. You can't do that. You don't have as much hard CC, and that is something that is lacking to a degree, which is why the Ashe rounds up the composition nicely, because you're dealing with things like the Yasuo, like the Aurelia, very fast move and hard to lock down, and you have slows from Olaf. You have, you know, the root has to tether from Karma to work.
And you got the wind wall.
Exactly.
That's the scary thing. The hard engage is that Ashe arrow, but you can wind wall it. There's an Aurelia, like you said, she's pretty good at dodging as long as there's a minion wave for her to work with. It's a Black Shield bot lane. Like, there's a lot of tools available to Demise to avoid this hard engage. But I think if Phelan find it, they pick off that crucial member, that's when this could go badly for Demise. As we take to the Rift for our first series of day 2. Phelan versus Demise. Gonna be a good one. I'm so excited for this game because I mean, like, I was not on the Phelan hype train until yesterday. Until the end of yesterday, I was like, okay, these guys are pretty good. They're pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, and they were absolutely stomping. It's interesting to see that both teams have gone for a very different dynamic than we expected from them. We thought we would be seeing a sort of team composition where we have the mages in the bot lane or some spicy things like that. We've seen Devoxnate play Garen, not even just with the Yuumi, just in general. But I think they're aware that the way Phelan play has been around this bot lane priority. They've looked to get control of the bot side. They've looked to get control of the Dragon. And speaking of Dragon, that's a mountain. It's not quite Infernal level in terms of priority, but it's still a massively important one. And the first mountain does so much for your team. Both sides want to pick that up. But gotta expect it's going to be, to a degree, favored over to Phelan because we said they have the shove in the bot lane, and now they're actually going to look for an invade here.
Sending multiple members around. Vigo actually goes for a slight scout. Then Voxney will spot out Soph in time, but they're going to look for some slows, some damage onto him, and they just zone them away. Half health in Den Voxney. Soph even lands one more axe. They're on top of a ward, so they're where this is happening, and Vigo can look for that binding, although he has been spotted out.
Red buff is reset.
This is so rough for Demise. They're just taking a lot of poke. Feeling quite happy just to play this for the moment and just look to poke them out.
And Vigo's waiting. He's looking for a binding again, and this has delayed both junglers massively. There's no other way you can sort of state it, and it's kind of taken a lot of the power away from the bot lanes as well. Looks like Soph is going to stay and go for those Raptors. He can pretty easily solo those out, and Hidden should be able to pick up this red buff, but Wisdom's still there. They're not quite giving this one up, and without a leash, this is going to be a slow red from Hidden, so they might just come over and try and contest this.
And remember, Soft is now level 2. Wisdom looking to collapse in. Hidden already half HP. They can chase for the damage. The slow's going to connect, and now Hidden just gets forced off his red buff. Vigo now making his way up to see if he can secure it, but that is just the red stolen away. Vigo looks for a binding, doesn't find it, and Phelan, what a dominant start. They're now just completely contesting Hidden out of his jungle.
And remember, red side jungle is the heaviest in terms of XP. Soft will hit level 3 after he clears out these Krogs, and Hidden is still level 1. It looks like it's going to reset, and they're going to back off.
Or are they playing the bait?
They may well do. Wisdom's ult coming up pretty soon. Look how low Hidden is.
They have flashes as well. They can cross that wall so quick. Hidden
needs to be hidden right now.
He has literally nothing. They can't dive at this level. They're just looking to poke him out. Like, what can he do? They're even forcing the bot lane to now share XP.
Yeah, and look how low he is. If Wisdom hits him with the Manta Q, he might just die.
He's looking for it. Vigo's going to tank that up. The binding goes wide, and Hidden This is so rough for him.
This is what I said coming into the game, that Soft needed to punish Hidden in the early levels because it was going to be so difficult for Phelan's solo laners if this Sejuani gets online. She has easy setup with the Yasuo and the Aurelia, and the solution to that, we saw Soft do it yesterday, is invade and just shut Hidden out the jungle, and it's been done. He has lost his entire red quadrant. He's still level 1, and he's going to have to head over to his blue side. And the question is going to be, what will Soft do in response? Because honestly, he could just invade Hidden's blue side and steal that away as well. But for now, he's looking mid lane.
Yeah, I think he's just looking to shove the wave here for the moment as Chimera is having a little bit of problems.
The crucial thing is, if he shoves the wave in, Chimera can rotate and help him.
He's spotted out.
Yeah, Bertrude's already there. He's level 4, Hidden's level 1.
Hidden! They even know he's on his wolves. They literally saw him walk towards there. They're going to zone him off his wolves. Hidden does have smite, but he gets knocked up here by Bear Tree. Oh, Hidden finally got a level. Lyco now going for a light trade here. They do actually get some damage down. They might have been a little too greedy. Soft flashes away. He is ignited, and that's going to be Zyko flashing in onto him. Gets ignited, gets exhausted. The axis there. Chimera with first blood. Hidden now has to be careful. Bear Tree gets another. Phelan. What a start!
And just as we thought Hidden and Zyko found the potential to get back in, we talked about this Yasuo Sejuani synergy. They end up overextending, they get shut down, and now Hidden, he is being shut out the jungle so hard. Soft is going to steal away his blue and probably his Gromp as well. I mean, I don't even know. He's got so many options.
He still has his entire jungle for himself.
Yeah, watch, crucially, what Zyko does in this play. Because he doesn't instantly follow Soft. You see the Sejuani passive start to come up, the stacks are building. This is when it starts to look favorable. But Soft flashes away, and Zyko doesn't instantly follow. He waits, and then as a result, he misses a tornado, and Chimera is waiting to pick him up. Hidden's left alone against his Aatrox. You're not winning that fight.
A level 4 Deathbringer stance is going to do so much damage to you. Phelan going for a light trade with Bear Tree, but Bear Tree's still pretty comfortable to come out on top of that. He has lost a lot of CS. That's what I do want to talk about that roam. He's 20 CS down. The Chew is now stealing away the chicken camp.
I think they're at the point where they've left it unfinished.
I mean, you got to give a dog a bone, right?
And the wolf camp was unfinished as well.
Hidden has 2 camps.
He's level 2.
Two half camps. That is it.
And this is only camp up. This is his only camp up, and he has 2 chickens.
This is so rough.
This is just sad to see.
He's level 2. Soft is level 5.
I can guarantee that any jungle mains watching this will feel this pain deep in their soul. This is horrible.
I'm not a jungle man, and this hurts.
It's horrible. We do see Denvoxnate and Vigor getting a bit of momentum back in bot to get that plate, but they've already lost one in return. The one disadvantage from that massive invade is that Wisdom missed a ton of XP. You can see he's still level 3, but too much of an issue. Actually banged it there.
That's a lot of damage on the flash forward. They get the ignite down. Wisdom flashes away. Has got a heal to work with. He will be fine. Demise do lose 2 summoner spells for that play, but it is also 2 in return by Phelan.
Yeah, even trade in terms of sums, I would say that they have the advantage because Wisdom's low, but Vigor took a lot of damage in that situation as well. And big talking point on top of that, Vigor's gone for the Glacial Augment.
Hey, Hidden stole something.
Hidden stole it, and he's actually gotten to a reasonable point. Okay, he's still massively down in farm. He's still down in XP, but level 4 to level 5, not as dire as it was before. Now, Wisdom looking for the recall. Has given this opportunity to Demise. They might take a dragon from Phelan, and we saw yesterday, that's no easy task.
Yeah, that's a really solid kind of presence of mind here from Demise to be able to cool this dragon. They are going to get spotted out by the Ashe. I don't feel like Phelan have the ability to contest, and the next one up will be that Cloud Drake.
Yeah, next one will be that Cloud. So again, not the highest priority compared to the Infernals we saw yesterday, but still a big one that you want to pick up. Especially when you think about the fact that both these comps do well in terms of scaling. Both these comps can go to the later stages, so having those dragons is a massive advantage, especially if you start to contest this Elder. Let's just take a bit of a stock, though. If our observers could quickly show us the gold, we can see that biggest gap is in that jungle. 700 between Soft and Hidden, but other than that, we see slight advantages in the mid lane towards Chimera, who's done pretty well and picked up that earlier kill, but for the most part, it's been fairly even. The big one, though, is look top lane. Bertrude's a bit behind, despite that kill and assist, and if you look at the CS gap, it's massive, and yes, there is a factor to take into account because obviously we did see Battery roam to help out Hidden, whereas Ripillion didn't move. He just looked for the lane priority. But still, that is a pretty big CS lead to already be coming out. Goal difference not as impactful, though, because of that kill.
Yeah, it's super solid from him to be able to kind of get something. The Soft now looking to take away these chickens. Hidden hasn't had a single chicken camp. Soft now level 6 over Hidden, who is just level 5. The key thing is the big monsters giving you the bonus XP is so crucial. So if you're a little early on that red buff, mate, it's not going to be up quite yet.
Yeah, going a bit too fast. Try and steal that one away. Soft is feeling good. He's in a comfortable position. Actually, I think it might have been picked up already by the side of Demise. I think that should have respawned by now, so would have just been picked up and already denied.
It was a long fight for it, to be fair.
Actually, true, you may be fair on that point.
Although I feel like by now we'd at least have a rough spawn time, so maybe you're right.
Yeah, I mean, remember, if you look, the blue's spawning soon, and the blue was taken later, so I think it's just already been picked up. But yeah, Soft, definitely the advantage in this jungle matchup, is going once again for that AD sort of focused jungle build. Does mean he'll have more early pressure, but he will be lacking a bit in the tankiness later on. It shows that he wants to make his impact felt here and now.
Oh, Hidden. Seeing if he can make some kind of play down into this bot lane. Does have his ulti available. Achu. Flash available. Karma is flashless. They're looking just to come onto Achu for the moment. Karma's going to get caught out. The arrow connects onto Denvoxing, but the black shield's already there for the moment. Hidden gets slowed down, and Phelan, 1 versus 3, come out on top. Achu does take a trap, but he's going to be able to walk away from that.
Yeah, and I feel like Hidden was just too far ahead. He got the ult down onto Wisdom, but there was no follow-up from Vigo. And Denvoxing, he put the trap down, but just a bit too late. In the end, they get Sejuani's ult for free. They're able to shrug it off, and now Soft able to do this cross-map objective. He's looking at this Rift Herald, and this is a great thing to pick up if you want to snowball this early game. And accelerate that goal lead that he's already been able to pick up. 1,500 now between the teams.
Soft's looking to steal away this. Hidden is making his way over, but I do favor Soft a little bit in this fight as Chimera is roaming down. Same with Bear Tree. So 3 versus 2. That's going to be the blast cone used early. Hidden, remember, no ulti, but Zyko is available to jump in. They throw everything down, and Ripillion gets himself one instantly onto Soft. Beatrice flashes forward. He's got the death, the world ender. He's got the damage to work with. Chimera onto Zyko. The twin fangs, the poison is ticking, but the flash is enough to get away. Zyko makes a grand escape. Chimera takes down Ripillion, though, and now Wisdom misses out. He might just be melting here. Tries to get the tether down in time, and Chu is coming forward. Does have himself a volley. The slow is enough, and Achu gets the kill. A Phelan fight in favor.
Yeah, they massively win that one out. Soft goes down at the start because although he had his ult available, he gets knocked up by Hidden. The Yasuo last breath is enough to finish him off, but the solo laners of Phelan are strong enough to finish that one out. Zyko takes so much damage on the front end, he just ends up being easy pickings for Chimera, and although he flashes away, that leaves Ripillion alone. And now Demise are looking for a
arrow by Achu. He actually just tries to turn this onto Denvoxing. Dodging and diving away. He jumps away, but he does take a lot of damage. Denvoxing will be next to follow. And now Vigo has to chew out versus Wisdom. Gonna get caught up by that tether for the moment. There's a lot of minions to work with, and Vigo just trying to pick up the plates. I think he's doing this as his death will be soon to follow. Phelan, 1 for 2 in favor of them bot lane.
And every time Demise go for an aggressive play, look to punish Phelan, they end up losing more in return. They went for that play on the top side to punish Soft, and they lost 3 members of their team. They go for this play on the bot side to punish Achu. Yes, they get him, but Denvoxing and Vigo both go down. And Phelan, they are reacting so well to everything Demise wants to do. And now, no bot lane present. They're going to throw down this Rift Herald, and look how low that tower already is.
Chimera does need to be careful. He's able to dodge away from that Steel Tempest knockup.
Phase Rush definitely helping with the mobility there, but now Phelan just going to take this tower. First tower blood going to them, and the gold lead.
He's chasing down for Denvoxing. He's unstoppable. Denvoxing has to flash away. The binding connects onto the Ragnarok. Ace in the hole is going to get tanked up by Wisdom. Now teleport's coming in. This is Ripillion looking to see if he can find something. A slow connects onto him. Achu now has to try and jump away from Hidden. The stun connects, and Ripillion gets himself one. A teleport from Bear Tree. He's joining the fray. He's joining the fight. Ulti goes wide by Hidden. Achu just moments away from that crystal arrow. Phelan are just going to have to cut their losses with first turret blood and a death.
I mean, they're happy to take that one. They lose 1 member, but they get the first tower. The gold lead is still massively in the favor of Phelan, and yes, Demise are able to pick up a kill, but it's only onto the support. They don't get Soft because of a whiffed Sejuani ult. but they will try and translate this into a Cloud Dragon.
Arrow
Great Black
gets
Shield.
tanked up by the Black Shield. The binding connects, and that might just be the end of Soft. He's getting minced through. A massive ulti by Chimera. Already 2 kills for Phelan. They're looking to cut down more. The last breath by Zyko will cure out a shutdown. A great stun from Apillion on the backline, but he will fall. It's an ace for Phelan.
Yeah, and it looked like it was going in favor of Demise, but they didn't quite have the damage. And Chimera, untouched for the first half of that fight, pumping out so much damage on this Cassiopeia. The miasma, huge. It shut down Denvoxne, who tunnel visioned onto Soft. And that's the thing, an Olaf without his ult is almost useless against Demise's team comp, but the Cassiopeia is always and always should be the most valuable target.
Denvoxne just loses most of his HP instantly as
Double
he walks
commit.
into lane. This is the power of that poke, and Soft just takes away another chicken camp. Got himself a massive lead here over Hidden, who's 0-3 on this stage 1. He does still have tools to kind of offer the team. This is one of the nice things about Sedge is while he'll be super squishy and pretty easy to cut down for Phelan, he still can ult. He can still find those big engages for his team. And now it's you looking to cut through Denvoxne. He's going to pick him up nice and easy.
Yeah, you can stop the CC, but you can't stop the damage towards Denvoxne. Oversteps, and it's easy work for Phelan to shut him down. This is a confidence bot lane that they've looked to pick up. This Caitlyn Morg, it's a thing that they rely on so much. It got them to the UKLC, and yet it's just looking out of place here. The Karma and the Ashe, so much work against it.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like Phelan had their number for this lane. They've been doing so well with it, and we were talking about how the solo lanes were the exciting part of Phelan, but this game, it's been the bot lane. It's actually looking like coming out of yesterday, there's a change already. They've got so much they can offer. This team is more than just a solo lane one-trick pony. They are able to play around all of their different lanes, and everybody's willing to facilitate that. It's not like everyone goes, okay, Achu, he is 3-1. Chimera, is 3-1. Fairtree is 4-0. But a lot of this pressure, a lot of these kills have come from how well the bot lane have been playing with Soft.
I mean, I think the team as a whole have been performing so well. There's no one member you can say who's done amazing, because, yeah, Soft had a great invade, but it was on the back of Wisdom being there for him, and Achu as well, moving over. And it's the coordination as a team, which is really remarkable for Phelan. Yes, individually they've been playing well, but they are just so monstrous as a team, and it's great to see, because often we see some rosters in the UK that are maybe relying on their import players just to pull the heavy weight in terms of how these teams are doing. But with Phelan, it's how they function as a 5-man group, which is really driving them so far in this gauntlet. And with this game against Demise, it's definitely not over yet, but they are having a favorable start to it and this series right now.
Incredibly solid start here. Now, Zyko sitting in the bush, does have the backup of Hidden, trying to find that knock up onto Chimera. He will take that, the last breath. The CC chain is just way too much, and Chimera will fall. Hidden picks it up with the aftershock.
Yeah, so they do manage to punish Chimera. Remember, no cleanse picked up. And they're able to block that hard CC coming out from Hidden and Zyko. There's been both summoners, but still going down. It's something you want to see, because there's a lot of shutdown available for Chimera. Definitely a positive, but it's these little things. It's that Demise can pick up a kill or so, but they don't get anything off the back of it. It's past 14 minutes. Zyko's not getting any plates here. Actually, Arrow's coming in.
Might actually look for this Bear Tree. That's Zyko. Oh, the wind wall was in time. Bear Tree even used the World Ender. Zyko. Pixel perfect.
That was clean. I'm not sure. I didn't see any pings come out, so I'm not sure if that was just reaction, but that was pretty clean.
Then Voxney's going to take a lot of damage here, just underneath his tower. These volleys constantly going onto him, one after the other. He's going to have to get that base off now, and because he's soft, looking for an invade onto Hidden. They are equal in level at this point, which is at least nice for Hidden. He's been able to get some kind of jungle XP. Jungle catch-up XP.
It's nice in terms of how he's done in the jungle, but oh wait, Zyko.
Hey, Zyko, you're going to be in trouble here. That's going to be a Ragnarok available to Soft. The flash forward, he picks it up nice and easy. Vigo even takes that axe to the back of the head. Binding does connect to Namapillion. He's still scary if you're a Chew. No matter how you put it, he's so scary to a Chew.
Absolutely is, but the big issue is, yes, we've seen Hidden catch up with Soft in the jungle, but the solo laners, they are the ones who've been the big advantage takers from this. Bear Tree, 2 levels up on Mapillion. We saw him have a CS disadvantage from rotating, but he's caught that up with all those kills. he is in a great position, and Chimera as well. Both these solo laners looking so strong right now. And the thing is, with the Chew and Wisdom, all they have to do is sit mid and just poke. The only chance Demoxys and Vigo have to turn it around is if they land a binding, they can put a trap down and then they can trade. But it's so much harder to hit a binding from Vigo than it is to hit a volley, or it is to hit that Q from Karma, and the cooldown is so much shorter.
Exactly what you were alluding to in picks and bans. And now Bear Tree, he might be on the receiving end of a gank here. Does have his World Ender, gets caught out, uses it already. The life still has to sustain him through. The CC chains on. The knockup comes down. That's the last breath by Zyko. Bear Tree tries to heal up, but he is going to get taken out. Zyko with a 700 gold shutdown.
Yeah, it's a lot of gold. They do give up this Cloud Dragon for it, but I think that is definitely a trade you will take. And Demise, they've started to punish those big bounty players on the side of Phelan. Definitely what you need to do if you want to give yourself a chance in this game. And the big thing for me is that consistently Demise have shown that they may not be the strongest early game team, but they can come back in the team fights. They can find the opportunities later on to get that foothold in the game. 5,000 gold down coming up on 20 minutes. Not a great position to be in, but Demise are the sort of team who can bounce back.
Looking like Zyko is going to be the one they have to rely on if that's going to be the case. Able to take himself a turret in that top lane. Meanwhile, the Chew and Wisdom, they're doing a great job poking out Demoxys and Vigo, but the progress on this tower has been slow.
Yeah, the wave clear from Caitlyn coming in really clutch here. You can see the Piltover Peacemaker just clearing out those minions before they can get to the tower. And a big thing, when Zyko took that tower there, he's finally overtaking Chimera in gold thanks to that big shutdown. He's picked up his Shiv and his Affinity Edge. This is a massive power spike for him. And it's going to be a formidable menace to deal with for the likes of Phelan.
Well, the ARAM continues in the mid lane. It's really not ARAM. They are playing side lanes very well as well, but still unable to crack open this top lane turret. It is low, the mid lane turret as well. Arrow connects onto Demoxys. This might be the opening they need. Trying to get that damage down. Demoxys flashes away. The Ragnarok is used, and Soft will be able to run through him. A rampage as Vigo looks for the binding. That's still a Ragnaroking Viking.
And that's the issue. If you don't have Vigo with Demoxys, the vulnerability is so big.
Oh no! Oh no! Chew is going to flash away. He is ignited, and Zyko picks that one up. Teleports are coming in, and Soft and Bear Tree join into the fray. The turret will not fall. You can see Chimera slivering down this mid lane.
Both teams trade 80 carries, but now they're looking for the Snake Lady. Zyko's a tornado prepped. They can be collapsed on. Bear Tree's in a great position.
Bear Tree gets onto Vigo already, looking for the slows, looking for the bindings. Bear Tree pops himself the World Ender. Vigo will be taken down shortly as Soft gets that one. In comes Demoxys though to follow up with the rest of the chase. Bear Tree's able to make his way out. World Ender has timed out in time, and the ace in the hole is enough to get that kill. Soft wasn't able to block it.
Yeah, and I thought Bear Tree got lucky there. He was just out of range to be stunned by Hidden. But the ace in hole's nothing out. Chimera!
Oh, he flashes forward. Chimera jumps onto Zyko. That's going to be the Vanguard's edge. Followed up as a kill has been picked up on one side apiece. Chimera looking to jump away, and Demoxys not able to follow up for too much damage, but now Soft throws out arrows. In comes Wisdom. The slows are there. The damage is down, so the turret is going to fall. Chimera chews through Demoxys, and Hidden has to jump away with the Arctic Assault, but he is getting chased down by Soft, who is so thirsty for blood, looking for revenge for his AD carry, but they're unable to find it. Tower shot after tower shot will zone him away, and Phelan might just try and answer out with their own turret.
You have to be careful, though. They have to back off because the stun lands from Mapillion, and that's enough to scare them away. I've got to say, though, Wisdom, so clutch in these team fights, and he's facilitating all of his team. Chimera and Soft benefit so much from the movement speed. They're just able to run Demise down. You saw Demoxys thought he was confident in that position to take the fight, but he was instantly run down by the likes of Chimera, and then the follow-up from Soft. It's so difficult to deal with. Demise showing some life, absolutely, but Phelan still the ones ahead.
This should be the end of... I don't know why it's the end. I was actually playing about playing him taking the red buff there.
Yeah, should be the end of the red buff, and now he's looking towards... Oh, he gets the big raptor! And is he going to finish? He gets the rest.
He does.
Solid, really solid play.
Bargain bucket picked up for a Chew.
Oh.
Actually, Demise are just trying to sneak away the Baron here. Haven't been spotted out quite yet, but you have to keep in mind there is the ability to scry this out from a Chew. Chimera just placing out some wards.
Wait, did they see that tornado? They did.
Oh, they've seen it. Okay, they know this is happening.
But it's so low.
4k HP. Chimera tries to get some damage onto Hidden. Wisdom's coming into zone. They're going to try and steal it away. Not going to get it in time. The arrow connects. He's on the miasma. The zone's enough for the moment as Chimera chews him through. That's going to be the end of Zyko. Wisdom picks him up. And a Chew gets a kill onto Vigo. 2 kills for Phelan. But they lose the Baron. Voxney slowed down and taken out.
Yeah, I think this has to be Phelan favored, yes. Demise get the Baron, but they lose 3 members. They're going to lose this mid tower, and they might lose more. Chimera pushing top gets that one. I feel like 3 members and 3 towers isn't a worth trade for that Baron. It was a good heads-up play. The one mountain came in big, but the thing that threw them off was Zyko threw a tornado, and it just clipped the ward, and that's when the Scryer immediately came down from the side of Phelan. I'd love to see a replay of that so we can just see the moment the vision was caught by Phelan.
And look at the next Drake as well. It's the other Mountain Drake. Be really good pickup for Phelan as well. They have a very fast Baron as it is, purely because of the Cassiopeia and how fed Chew is. We are going to see a little replay of this Baron.
Yes, if we look at it from Chimera's point of view, he puts a ward over the wall here, and then you see the edge of the tornado. That's what clued them off. If it'd been a pixel or 2 to the left, they wouldn't have seen it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fight coming
Chimera
in.
trying to get the damage onto Vigo. Not going to be enough as Zyko chases him down. Twin Fang's not going to find their mark, and Hidden with a Triumph will heal up away from the poison. Not go down today, but meanwhile, what does it actually gain for Demise here? They got a kill onto Chimera, sure, but their bot lane is being sieged.
Yeah, Phelan alone here trying to clear this one out. Arrows available for a Chew, but they have to respect it's a Baron push in the top lane, so the recalls are coming out. They need to answer this. Remember, Phelan has no TP. This would be a 4v5, and if you look at the health bars of Hidden and Vigo, they do not want to fight right now.
I've got to Baron up this wave in time. Bear Tree not going to be able to hit too much damage with those
arrow.
sweet spots. The arrow connects onto Vigo. In comes Bear Tree. The Comet as well does so much poke damage. Bear Tree gets a kill onto Vigo. And that is just going to send them back into Sim. Voxney is getting caught out. Look at the sweet spots landing. Hidden now launches into Bear Tree. I'm not sure if he wants to be involved in this. He's got Wisdom to work with. He's got the lifesteal to work with. Bear Tree is healing up. Soft and Chew are making their way forward. They've got themselves one. Zyko does get a pick up on the return as he's trying to chase onto more. But the damage is there. Soft picks up the kill. Phelan 25 kills. 1 kill per minute.
That was close to the end. I looked for Zyko to make the big play. Remember when he popped off on that Yasuo before, but just not quite enough. And once again, Demise get caught out. Vigo, no reason to take the arrow. You saw it coming. Voxney, I think they got baited because Voxney had the black shield. I think Vigo thought he would eat it for him. In the end, he sidesteps. Vigo takes it. And that started off the favorable play for Phelan. They end up again getting a ton of kills in, but some nice shutdowns. Bear Tree got shut down there. But the big one for me is Soft. 700 gold bounty on top of the kill gold. They need that shutdown if they want to start getting a lot of this gold lead fixed up. Because it's 7,000 down, despite the fact they took that Baron.
Baron will be wearing off Mappillion fairly soon. They're just clearing out these wards here for the moment. Drakes are absolutely tied. I want to know how many chicken camps Demise have had this game. I'm genuinely curious how many they've had.
How many bargain buckets you mean?
Yeah. It can't be a lot.
Poor guys.
They're being completely denied. No
But
camp there, Mappillion.
Let's take a bit of the stock of the game. So, 3 items on a Chew. Definitely a massive difference between him and Voxney. He has 50% crit, has 40% CDR, in a great position with the poke and the sustained damage. But Zyko, he's the player to watch. He has the Sterex gauge. He has a Vam Scepter as well. And he's pretty farmed up in terms of XP. Phelan looking for a play here.
Yeah, Hidden has to use that Arctic Assault to get away. And maybe pulled that trigger a little bit too early. They might have caught Zyko in rotation, but they were unable to do so.
And remember, something changed in this patch. It's that the Arctic Assault from the Sejuani is on a longer cooldown. And that may well have tied into why things were so rough for him in the early levels. And he's just not able to have as much impact now. But all that pressure from Phelan on the bot side is freed up to Mappillion just to take that tower for free. And the big talking point for Demise are these solo lanes. Voxney is behind. He's not making as much impact as you would like. Him and Vigo have struggled, but these solo laners, Mappillion, massively up in farm compared to Battery, able to just pick up CS in these split push plays. And Zyko, he's been popping off every team fight.
Zyko has been playing exceptionally well on this Yasuo.
And it's expected. We've seen it before from him.
Yep. I feel like game 2, Yasuo will probably be banned because that's been the one factor that has caused a problem here for Phelan. Now they're looking to catch out onto Beartree. He has the world under. The chain CC's there. Throw out the Wind Wolves. They try to get the damage out. The Ash Arrow will be blocked away by the Wind Wolf, followed up by the Q from Wisdom.
I think that's a perfectly fine trade for Demise. You get 3 ults away from Phelan. Yes, you burn the last breath, but the cooldown is so short. The Sejuani ult is...
Oh, Chimera catches out Demvoxny. The poison's on, and Demvoxny can do nothing.
It's absolute disrespect. Why are you walking around that route when the safe one's for Zyko?
That's also disrespect. Wisdom just walks at him. Now hidden. He gets flashed onto by a Chu. You can't slow him quite yet as a binding also finds its mark. Phelan are playing super ham here. Masma's gone low, and they actually do get themselves a knock-up and an exhaust. Zyko looking to be run through here. Soft is legendary as he picks that kill up.
Yeah, and cutting down Zyko is the big thing. Last breath wasn't quite available when he went for that fight. And now Phelan head over the Baron. Without the Yasuo on the table, then Voxnate up in 10. The threat was reduced massively. TP coming in, they're committing to this 100%.
Oh, they're going to cut through this so quickly. Level 16 on Chimera. The Ash Arrow lands onto him, but he does have a Black Shield to work with. Infernal Chains connect, but still that Black Shield is going to be enough to keep him nice and safe. Phelan, all 5 members now rocking that Baron buff, and they're going to rotate back towards mid and defend.
Yeah, and the consolation prize for Demise will be that Ocean. No Infernal Dragons in this game. We saw them all the time yesterday, but here, all they can pick up is an Ocean at 29 minutes. This is not the sort of thing you want to trade for a Baron. 9,000 gold lead for Phelan. And
they might not even trade it here.
Yeah,
Soft is making his way forward. He has the smite. Doesn't get it down in time. Hidden actually takes out with the Winter's Wrath. The Chu's chasing onto Mapillion. No enchanted arrow for him, though.
Zyko's back up. It looks like they're going to try and get this last outer tower in the bot lane. Hidden's been chunked out, but Zyko is coming over. He's alive and ready to fight.
Binding hits a minion. Soft half HP, but got a GA to work with. I feel like if you're Demise, you just have to give up this tower. It's not worth fighting for.
Zyko and Mapillion, they're looking for Battery.
Yeah, Battery might actually get caught out. Try and find himself the ulti, the knock up, the last breath, the Vanguard's edge, the arrow comes in. Trying to get him a bit of a turnaround here for Beartree. 1 versus 2. He sustains long enough for the team to come in, and now Beartree looks for Mapillion. A stun will disengage him. And Phelan, once again, just turning the fight in their favor.
Desperation play does not work. Enough sustain, enough bulkiness on the Aatrox keeps them alive. Now, Phelan, they're taking this inhibitor in the mid lane, and they might just look for the game.
They got 35 seconds still. Zyko, the most scary member for Phelan. They're onto the towers. They're onto the damage. Can they get this in? Mapillion misses out on a stun onto all 5 members. He goes golden. They throw an ulti out onto a Chu. The flash away, and this is Phelan just being cut through. Sorry, this is Phelan just cutting through Demise. Demvoxny has to flash away from the members like Soft. The Nexus is open, and this is going to be Phelan's game. 32 kills, 31 minutes. And they go 1 up in this best of 3.
They just stomped them. It was 5v4 in that last fight with both Nexus towers up, and it's not enough to defend. Phelan, once again, proven to be a massive force in this gauntlet. They were formidable, and the big talking point for me was that bot lane. I feel like, yes, there was a great early game from Soft, but he was facilitated by Wisdom moving over. And then the solo laners, I've got to say, Demise put up a good fight there, but Demvoxny, for all that talk he had on Twitter, he couldn't back it up, and a Chu, by far the better AD carry that game.
Yeah, Chu was looking incredible that game, and we were having some talking points before the show started about the bot lane, and we'd say Demvoxny is a superstar carry player, but when he's behind, he falls really far behind. He's a very feast or famine player, and this was a famine game for him, but it is a best of 3, so it's not completely all over, but man, that's got to be... Phelan, they're just on such a rise currently. They're feeling so good. And if they can get another win here, go 6-0 in the Gauntlet, be the only team to actually have wins so far. What a miracle run.
It's crazy to think that in the split, they were struggling to get a win or 2. And now, if they're on a 6-win streak through the tiebreaker and the Gauntlet, it's insane. They've just completely turned around as a team, and it shows how different things can be. Everyone went into the playoffs with these expectations that Phelan would struggle. They'd be out in the first round. They weren't even sure they'd make it there. And it's just like they have bounced back so hard, and it shows that all the analysis goes out the window because teams can make changes, and the pressure can sometimes turn in diamonds.
And you also got to look at how Phelan, they've now played 2 best of 3s. They're on their 3rd best of 3 currently. We haven't seen Demise play a best of 3 since Forge of Champions. They are not as practiced in a competitive environment playing a best of series. So there's already that kind of advantage coming into this. Phelan are more warmed up. They're feeling good, but they can't let it get to their head. Yeah. They need to play clean again. They just need to look to round this game out, get a 2-0 win versus Demise, push them aside, and then look towards M&M.
And that's a big thing for me with series, is that when you fall down, it's all about bouncing back.
Yeah.
We're yet to see Phelan have to bounce back. So if Demise take this next game, they'll have the momentum. They'll put Phelan on the back foot. It could definitely give them a hope in this series, but they have to be able to break through this impassable wall right now that is Phelan. And I have to credit the draft as well. And then they went a really clever direction with that. And instead of thinking we have to do something wacky in the bot lane, we have to take these mages, they just matched. They saw the Caitlyn and Morgana come in. They went, fine, we'll just go Karma Ashe. And it went toe-to-toe and further so well with Demise's bot lane.
I want to know if you just banned 3 Bear Tree champions at this point. Or do you think the guy's just got more? Because they banned away 2 of his champions and left that Aatrox open. He picks it up in the first rotation for himself. He's quite happy. I feel like that maybe banning Bear Tree might be a win condition here for Demise. I feel like the Yasuo won't show its face in this next game. I think Phelan will ban it because that was a little bit too close for them, but still.
I feel like it's not even like the champions they play. It's the way they play them. It's the control they have and the way that they coordinate things in the early to mid game that make them so hard to beat. I think you can honestly ban away as many, give Demise double the bans, and I would still be concerned because it's not just about the champions, it's about how they play them. And that's why Phelan have looked so good. Despite what bans have been thrown at them, we've seen, you know, the Pantheon taken off the table didn't affect him. We've seen the Mordekaiser taken off the table. We've seen all those mages banned away from bot. We saw yesterday the Olaf banned away from soft. It's just not enough. You have to take them head to head in these plays, the proactive ones they look for, and challenge them there. That's the only way. You have to be aware of things like those late invades, because that cost Hidden massively. And yes, they did show some life in the mid game, but they put themselves in such a bad position from that.
I don't want to see a mid or late game champion from Hidden coming into the next game. I think Soft will look to pick something early game again and look to snowball off that, because that is what Soft's strength is. He's so good at playing this early game. You can't play a champion that needs time because Soft will just walk at you.
Well, the big question for me is that we saw as soon as Hidden went into his topside jungle, Bear Tree was already there. And Mapillion, he never moved down at all.
Yeah.
And it's that sort of thing. That's what I'm talking about. It's a coordination between the team that is just so much better than any of these teams at this level. Maybe things will change when they face the likes of, you know, XL, Fnatic Rising, maybe M&M. But for now, it just feels like the coordination between all 5 members of the team just isn't quite there to go toe-to-toe. And that's why I feel like, yeah, banning, going to be effective, but they need to sort of shape up. And also a big thing for me is Denvoxne. Yes. He massively underperformed here. He got caught out several times. It just felt like he was not on his game. And for minute 1, from that invade early, I feel like he was almost, you know, tilted off this earth.
Absolutely fantastic showing there from Phelan, but it's on Demise to bounce back. Like we said, we keep talking about it. It is a best of 3. This is how the Gauntlet works. I mean, the Gauntlet makes for some incredible games, some incredible storylines, but we're going to cut to a quick break. And when we're back with game 2 of Phelan versus Demise. So don't go anywhere. See you in a second.